Are we back to business as usual for the season? Has the pandemic stopped? Is the ski season back to the way it was before all this went down and everything closed a year ago? Hi, everybody. Tim from Ski Rex Media once again, welcoming you to the newest episode of the Ski Rex Media podcast. Thank you for listening or watching. Hashtag watching, a combination of listening and watching. If you don't know, if you haven't heard that bit or haven't paid attention to that bit or don't care about that bit, I am Tim from Ski Rex Media. Thank you for joining me. Please, before we go into too much, please make sure you subscribe or follow or whatever the terminology may be, depending upon where you're listening or watching. Obviously, if you're watching IGTV, follow me on Instagram. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit the old like button to show everybody else you did, and leave comments too. I love that stuff. I love the interaction. And then if you're on one of the many audio-only versions, please make sure you subscribe and or follow, depending on their terminology, just so you know it's coming out. Subscribe, follow. You know what I'm talking about. And don't forget to rate on places either. I have 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts. So check that out and do that too. Rate and tell your friends that you enjoy the Ski Rex Media podcast, talking skiing, snowboarding, sledding, snowmobiling sometimes, the music that goes along with them, and all that other fun stuff that we talk about on the Ski Rex Media podcast. This week, what we're talking about is something I've noticed, something you've all been noticing, I'm sure. More and more, the videos are coming out, the photos are coming out. Longer lift lines, longer car lines, longer every line, ticket lines, you name it. You go to your local mountain, you start to see more and more out of state or out of area license plates, cars you don't recognize. You see hotel parking lots starting to fill up to their capacity. And you can say, Tim, they're still not at capacity. It's true, they're not. It's the houses you got to look at. The hotels, they're doing what they've been asked to do. They've been keeping their capacities low. But if you go to the houses that are rented through Airbnb or more traditional real estate agents or privately, whatever it may be, you see driveways with 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in it, more than you would realize. Has our season gone back to normal? Are we back in it? I'm telling you, I kind of think we are, even though nothing has changed from the guidelines, from the state rules, from, any law that might have actually been put in place. I don't know if there's ever has been any concrete laws put in place for the COVID-19 guidelines, as I still call them. I still think they are just rules and regulations. You could say, well, Tim, you have the travel restrictions in the state of Vermont. Those are laws. I'm like, they're not laws because they're not being enforced. There are no cops at the borders, doing temperature checks and making sure that when you come in, they're going to go knock on your door in a day or two to see if you're still inside, doing your 14 days without test, 7 days with, or trying to see if you actually did it outside of the state. Nobody's doing that. We have no border patrol here. There's no border patrol in New Hampshire. I'm sure there's no border patrol in Massachusetts. I'm sure there's no border patrol in New York. The only border patrols you're going to run into are those at the Canadian border there to the north, and those at the Mexican border there to the south, and that is it. And those borders, as far as I know, are still closed because of the pandemic. But locally, inside the United States, and I don't know how it is in the rest of the world. I don't know if people in Europe are having this issue. I don't know if people in Asia are having this issue, or in other parts of the world where it is not winter currently. Things have gone back to normal. It just started. It just happened. I see it every day. It's not that I'm seeing... We're seeing more here in Vermont. We had an influx of people. Like, we know that happened. City people came up here. Great. You saw the influx. But what you're starting to see again is not just the influx of out-of-state plates, but it's going with the weekend versus the midweek. During the midweek, you see this steady stream Monday to Friday of cars here, there, doing business, doing whatever, doing daily stuff, going to work, the usual Monday through Friday 9 to 5 thing. But Friday evening hits, and all of a sudden there's still more people driving around, more out-of-state cars, more this, more that, and it's like it feels normal. Had someone the other day say they have not I've had a few people say about different places have not seen as busy days. Talking about Killington, talking about Berkshire East, talking about somewhere in PA, I think. Seeing full mountains full like they haven't seen in years. Now that's years, not just this year from March till March or March till February, which is what we're in now, but busy days, and more so than the usual weekend day, especially this time with the COVID-19 restrictions. Shouldn't be so busy, right? And yet it is. Are people following the restrictions? Probably not. I think people have had it. I think people have just kind of let it fall by the wayside and are just going for it. I haven't yet. I haven't. I when I went to New Hampshire, I stayed inside for 2 weeks. I've stayed in Vermont to go skiing and stuff. Stayed in it. New Hampshire's right across the river. I can see it from here. But I haven't been, I haven't been going out and leaving the state. I haven't gone to New York since this past summer. I haven't been to New Jersey since this past fall. We ran down to, big snow. And, I've been trying to play it to the mark. I canceled a trip down to MGM Springfield for my birthday in a couple of weeks. Ski Rex Media will accept all birthday wishes and birthday cards, not only digitally, but in true snail mail. The address for Ski Rex Media will be made available. Show me some love for my birthday. Isn't that just gross that I did that? That I did that kind of shameless self-promotion, shameless plugging for my own birthday? Ugh. I bet you somebody will still send a card, though. Anyway, the point is, I've been trying to play it close to the mark. I know other people have been trying to play it close to the mark. But I don't think a lot of people are. And the funny thing is that the ones who are being the most vocal about trying to play it close to the mark, saying that we shouldn't travel, saying that they are not traveling, this, that, and the other, they're the ones who aren't doing it. Everybody else is being quiet about it, is just doing it. They're just coming up. And I don't think it's people just coming to Vermont. I bet you it's Vermonters going to other places too. Like, I'm fairly certain of it. Now, what does it matter? Well, it matters for a couple of reasons. Number one, like I said, I've been playing it close to the mark because they asked us to do it. And some people are talking about, some people make it a big political thing. The government's treading too far. It's unconstitutional, blah, 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 blah. It's not 100% accurate, but that's a discussion for something else. Other people talk about it's not right, it's not necessary. Again, I don't know. We're not going to really know the outcome of COVID-19. I've said it here even. I've said it to my friends. I've said it to family. I've said it here on Ski Rex Media. 5 to 10 years minimum before we know what the hell actually has been happening over the last year. From the beginning of 2020 to the beginning of 2021, it's going to be 2026 to 2031 before we even know at all what the hell happened. We're just not going to know. So we can talk about it civilly. It's okay to disagree. Just trying to be intelligent with your arguments and whatnot. Everything everybody ever asks, please be, smart and civil and cordial and all that stuff. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing that people are traveling now. I just don't. We do have the vaccine coming out. People are getting it, but numbers, it seems, are going down. I read just recently numbers are going down, but there are studies that don't think it's the vaccine that did it, obviously, because it just started. So does it matter that people are traveling? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I have no idea to the point where I kind of want to. I kind of want to throw, because look, I have said at the beginning, everybody, we got to be careful talking about this too loud. We got to be careful with showing the videos of the long lift lines that go up the hill. Just tons of people, not socially distanced. Mountains that are obviously overselling tickets for their day tickets, not worrying about capacities, all that. No videos, no pictures, because the states are going to shut it down, except that they didn't. They didn't. Not here in Vermont, not out in Colorado, where they were having a lot of problems with it. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Utah, Wyoming, California. California said, we don't want people at Tahoe. Now that maybe they are still saying it. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be. And it could be the Super Bowl went through and just took all the news, took up all the news time. But shout out to Tom Brady, who won. I'm actually recording this the Monday after the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, look, if you bet against the Buccaneers, you lost a bunch of money. I get wanting to make that bet because I didn't check the odds, but I'm sure, because I like gambling too, and I'm sure the odds were so overwhelming in the Buccaneers' favor that if KC would have won, someone could have got a payoff with a minimal investment. Not a big payoff, but probably a sizable one. And then again, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't check the odds. Anyway, enough goofiness about that. Travel issues. Is the season back to where it was? I think it is. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's a good thing, but it's back to the way it was. Like, I can see that. That's what I was saying. I tried to say we should, because we don't want the states to shut it down if they catch us all being part of this, and they didn't shut it down anyway, and now everybody seems to be back to normal. There's obviously still capacities. Some mountains are trying to, hold to it. But if you, again, it's out there. It's not like I have to say, dude, we should try and keep this quiet so the states don't shut it down. It's out there now. It's the internet. It's in all of our faces. Like, it's out there. Like, I don't have to hide it. It's happening and nothing's being done. So what does that mean? Is it over and are we back to business? Now, some people could say, and a lot of this is directed towards Vail. Now, I can say, none of this has been confirmed. But there have been reports, rumors, speculation that some mountains have oversold their capacities daily. Some of that has been pointed toward Vail Mountains. No one has come out, no whistleblowers or anything that says, I have proof that they very purposefully oversold capacity on day tickets to go along with the pass holders, and just everybody came and it's a day like any other. I don't know if that really happened or not. And again, nobody will know for a long time to come. And then if there will be any consequences for that, I have no idea. Because everybody's still open. Everybody's still open. But the people have said that, just look at it. Just look at it. They can say what they want. Their websites can say, we're sold out for the day. But that doesn't mean everybody and their brother doesn't own an Epic Pass. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's true, and nobody's going to know if it's true until some whistleblower comes out and says, I can prove it. But to that point, if the mountains are so brazen to say, all right, states, we're following your rules, looking at the state in the face, saying, yeah, we're following rules, while they're fanning people behind them. It's like, just go, 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 go. Like you're sneaking people into a party, dude. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous out there. And I've been midweeking it. Like, I have not been going out on a weekend day. So for me, nothing's changed. Midweek is midweek. There's not as many people in there. The majority of people, probably not just in the U.S., and I use the U.S. because I'm here, but I bet you in Europe and Asia and South America and Africa and, Australia, and probably even the people who live and work down in Antarctica, they're Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or at least during the day. During the week. That's when most people work. People obviously work on the weekends too. I did it. But there was the majority of people work. That's why I liked working on weekends. If I needed a weekend to do a party or hang out or a wedding or whatever it might be, some social event, I would get that weekend off. But I love to have Monday and Tuesday, and for a while, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, so I could go do things even in the summer, not just in the winter, dude. Like every time we would go, when I lived in New Jersey, I've said this, I lived in New Jersey for years and years and years. Every time we'd plan our vacation, it was between mine and one of my buddy's birthdays. Mine's February 22nd. His is February 28th. So that's typically the week after or 2 weeks after President's Week. President's Week, big ass holiday. Everybody goes skiing. Winter day. It's winter. It's February. That's where all the snow is, especially up here. That's when everybody comes here. So our birthdays, and mine is being on Washington's birthday, funny enough, though that's not always during President's Week. We go that next week and we come up and we'd ski Monday through Friday. Maybe not all 5 days, but it'd be like Monday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it would be. While we were up here, it was always midweek. We didn't have to deal with the weekend crowds or the holiday crowds. Like, believe me, I've worked at Christmas on a ski mountain, man. It is jammed. Like, it is morning, noon, and night. And the weekends, of course I worked the weekends when I was in high school at a ski mountain. That's when I wasn't in school. And it is jammed. And it seems to be back to jammed. Like this was supposed to be, we were supposed to take the positive. The positive, looking at it from a bright side, looking at it from a positive, we were supposed to be like, all right, the capacities are shot, fine. Supposed to stay socially distanced, fine. You can only put 2 people in a gondola car, and you can only only ride the lift with whoever. There is no après. The restaurants are limited or outside. But the positive was you go up, and even on a Saturday or a Sunday or a holiday, you could have room to spread out. Tons of room to play, not have to worry about anybody, not having to worry about parking. Again, some people talked shit about parking reservations. Like I knew people. There was a skier ex-media file who he wasn't really talking shit, but he did kind of jab on like Killington for having parking reservations needed. It wasn't necessary. It was unwarranted, and it was kind of mean spirited. Probably. I mean, I don't care. Say what you want. But the thing is that looking at instead of being negative about it, look at the bright side of it. Everybody will get a parking spot without having to fight for it. Yeah, you still might be walking in a little bit, but you wouldn't have to fight. You wouldn't be wasting time for a half hour driving around looking for a parking spot, or unless you're one of these who takes the bus in, which is like the best thing to do. Why fight the parking lot if you can bus it up? If that is available to you, which again, COVID-19, bus capacities are way down, and not every mountain has a bus, which is cool. But it is using the bus is a wonderful way to go because you don't have to park. Yeah, the buses get crowded, or they can get crowded, and you've seen that too, and not just here in the U.S. I've seen some of the pros. The pros are out there touring through Europe, man, hitting events in Europe, and some of them have jumped on buses, and everybody's got a mask, sure. But the bus is still full. Even though, and again, I don't know what they're doing per country. Like, I can't tell you what every country, every region, every state, every city, town, county, whatever your country has. I don't know what everybody's doing. But it was full buses, full trains. Here, you see the same thing. Lines of cars looping down mountain roads, lift lines, ticket lines, parking lots full. Like, it's business as usual. It happened. We're back. Did it all end? Like, did it end and I wasn't paying attention? That's very possible. There are days these days, I don't even know my own name. A little scatterbrain these days. Listen to my podcast. Go back and listen to them. I just went around in 6 different circles before I came back to the point. Listen to me knowing that I'm scatterbrained. Did I miss this ending? Like, was this announced as over? Like, 'cause I didn't think it was. Because I still have my mask and I still wear them everywhere I need to go, which isn't anywhere. I don't really go places. Stores, things like that, skiing, to get gas for the car when I need it, but I don't barely use it because I don't go anywhere because everything's still supposed to be lower capacities and less people and socially distant. Yet it's done. So are we back to business as usual? I'd say yes, but I don't think we're supposed to be. And again, I don't know if that's good or bad. I really don't. And again, we won't know for years and years and years. Now, someone could argue that. Like, are you sure, or are you just playing into what social media says? Are you being dramatic, overly dramatic? This is someone saying this to me, if they were to. All this stuff. I'll tell you this. Like I said, I've noticed the outside. You see like I said, from I had an influx, we see more out-of-state cars. Not everybody got to the DMV. It was closed. It was slow. I get it. Our DMV went to printable temporaries. Like, I swear to you, I saw a person driving down the road with a piece of paper stuck up in their rear windshield. I'm like, oh, damn. Cop is going to eat you alive, dude. You're going to get a ticket for that fake fucking thing. Like, you absolutely are. And then I saw another car and another car and another car. And I found out that when I got into the DMV last February, I had just snuck in under the wire because by March it was closed, and it's open, but it's limited and you can't just go there. So they're printing stuff out. They're using technology in a good way. So when I see out-of-state cars, I know, they just haven't gotten their stuff yet. That happens time like this. Absolutely. They moved here, and they can't get it done right away. Absolutely understandable. But Then it comes the weekend. Like I said, I was out driving around on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, I was thinking this. On New Year's Eve, I was driving around. I come down to the town of Chester. It's south of here. One of the main roads I came out on one of the main roads that leads off of Interstate 91. You can use this to get to Killington. It's the easiest way coming south. If you're coming from the south, if you're heading into the state north, you go up I-91, you get off exit 5, and you take 103 out towards Killington, Okemo, Rutland, Ludlow, all that stuff out there. That's where you go. And that's what I saw a line of cars. I pull up to this stop sign thinking I could just go, and there's just this line of friggin' traffic. I was like, holy shit, where are all these people? And I'm looking. Out of stater, every one. And as I pulled him into the line, behind the line, every last one, like I said, because you got two choices in the town of Chester. You go up 103, and you start heading out to Ludlow and Rutland, Okemo, Killington. You go past them, you can get up to, MRG and all these other places. Or you stay on, that turns into Route 11, and you get to Bromley, Magic, Stratton. You should, if you're going this way to get to Mount Snow, coming from the south, someone gave you bad directions. Believe me, if you're going to Mount Snow, you take exit 2, you go up Route 9 and then up Route 100. It's a better way to do it. You don't go all the way the hell around Creation. Also in this exit though, exit 8 is Mount Escutney. But it's right there. It's not far. I saw this and every last person turned up to go towards Killington. So everybody was sneaking in everybody was sneaking in for the holiday. So when I say this stuff, it's not like I'm trying to be over dramatic or just playing into social media. Like, I'm actually witnessing it. I have another one for you. I have friends, very dear, close friends, been my friends for 30 years, telling me about, and they're in the property management and private housekeeping businesses. They run these businesses and they see people who are calling them up to do jobs, clients to do jobs. They're coming up for the weekends. They're just coming up for the weekends. They're coming to stay a week and then going and then coming back a week later. Like, they are doing it. I have one friend. She deals with this now so much, just being a regular season, that she actually had to say, look, I'm trying to stay safe. Please tell your tenants, the people who rent, your renters, that if I have to come do something, I need them to be out of the building while I'm in it to at least minimize contact with other people. You know what I mean? Like, they're seeing it. Property management, people who deal with the renters or the owners who are renting to people, they see it. New people are in there every single week on a weekend, just like normal. It's ridiculous. I think people have given up. They've just had it. And they're not just openly, like, there are still people who are open defiance. Like I said, people are trying to make this a political issue and a social issue and a media issue and a whatever issue and a bullshit issue. And it's just like, all right, it's an issue, but we don't have to get so crazy about it. Like, there's answers here. We just won't know them because everybody's going too far with the other issues, the political and the social aspects and the health aspects and the safety. Some of us are going too far. Even I can say I'm going too far, but then again, I go too far anyway. Believe me, before this, if I could have gotten away with wearing a mask without people looking at me like I was fucking nuts during just cold and flu season, I would have done it. But people looked at me like I was crazy. And some people told me I was crazy. It's just a flu. It's just a cold. Stop being dramatic. Stop being a fucking whatever. And I just don't like it. I don't like getting sick. But now I can get away with them wearing the mask, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool with it. But that's just me personally, again. And that's another argument. People do say, do what you want. Personally, I'm doing this. So people are out there doing it. They're doing it, man. They're out there traveling. They're out there, travel restrictions. Who knows? And again, I'm not saying that everybody's doing it. Like, there are people who are at their home state following the quarantine and isolation things. There are people who are coming here and then doing it. There are people from here going there who are doing it. Obviously, people are still going to follow the guidelines. Absolutely. But that's why I'm calling them guidelines, not rules, not laws, because I feel like the majority of people, and I could be 100% wrong, dude. Tim, he has no problem being wrong. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. The season's back. We're back to business, kids. We are 100% back to business as usual. And I don't know if I should be happy for it or if it's going to cause a problem or because everybody's just kind of, moving back to the norm. And if this COVID thing goes away, could we have done that a long time ago? And again, 5 to 10 years max, minimum, not maximum, minimum. It could be 30 years minimum. It could be out of my lifetime that this shit is figured out. But 5 to 10 minimum. 2026 to 2031. That's when we're going to start to know what happened in 2020, 2021. So there you go. I think people are out and running. I think they're out and running. Restrictions be damned. I think they're out and running. So if you are doing it, I hope you're enjoying your season. If you're not doing it, I still hope you're enjoying your season. I hope everybody's enjoying your season. If you do know someone who's just out ignoring, what we call the travel restrictions, don't give them shit about it, because they might be right too. We don't know. All we know is that all I know, it seems to me that we're back to the business as usual, and people have had it. And they just want to go back to their normal lives, and they're doing it. And I think that's where we're at. If nothing else, that's good for the ski areas. The ski areas and resorts. At least they're making some money and can, invest that money, make their profits, invest that money. And we'll all be back out next year. And this will just be our season starting next year, which I just put up a written post. The new season starts on October 1st. Just from a timekeeping standpoint. Check that out, skirexmedia.com. Read that one. It's a quick read. October 1st. Next season, we can all just go into it as a whatever, because it seems we're already back into the whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be stupid. This could have just been funny to me. I don't know. Maybe it's not funny. Maybe it is funny. Maybe you agree. Maybe you disagree. I don't know. But no matter what you do, if you want to tell me about it, you can go into the comments here on YouTube and or IGTV if you watch the video version and leave comments and talk all about it there. I don't mind that. We can do that. If you listen to the audio versions when you are able, if you're listening in the car, wait till you're pulled over. Don't use your device in the car. And go into the description. You can email Skirex Media, skirex4ever@gmail.com. Link in the description for that. You can also go to skirexmedia.com. There is a contact form. And of course, you can go across social media and you can talk to me. You can tell me I'm an idiot. You can tell me I'm stupid. You can tell me you agree. You can tell me I disagree. You can say, Tim, that wanting to wear a mask during regular cold and flu season, that is a little silly and overdoing it. I mean, to each their own. What can I say? And I Clorox the shit out of everything. Clorox wipes are my friend, baby. You can tell me that's stupid too. You can tell me whatever you want. Just make sure you follow and or subscribe while you are there, and that you rate. If you listen to the podcast, please go to the platform that you listen to it or watch it on. Hit the like button if it's a like button. Hit the like button if it's a post, or rate like on Apple, Apple Podcasts. 5-star rating, baby. And I love it and I appreciate it. So everybody rate and be honest, because if you don't be honest, then I can't get better. Even though I've done this is now somewhere. I've done like 80 episodes or 70 episodes or 60 episodes of the podcast between the two seasons. So, I should be getting better. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know, but I won't know unless you tell me. So I love the interaction. And like I said, the address for Skirex Media for all that birthday love and birthday cards and postcards and things. If you want to get in on that bit, let's do that. I'll make that available in the description and on the websites as well. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for #watching, a combination of the two. I will see you out there as soon as I can get back out there. I'm not sure when that is yet, but there's reasons, but we'll get into that on another day. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate your support. We just had our 4th Patreon member sign up. So if you want to check that out, that's also in the description as well. Patreon. Plus you can search Skirex Media anywhere and it'll come up as me. Just make sure it's Skirex Media. If you just do Skirex, you might get other things. Skirex Media, that's me. And that's who you love. I don't know. I will see you on the next one. Have fun out there. Be safe. Be mindful that there are still restrictions in place, even if you don't want to follow them anymore. And I can't tell you to do it. Not that I could tell you to do it anyway, but I think you know what you mean. I was pushing for people to follow them. Now I don't know, because we're back to business as usual, and it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. I don't know. Enjoy your ski days wherever you're getting them, however you're getting them. Be careful on the uphill. A lot of avalanche problems out there right now, so make sure you're safe on that too if you're uphilling. All right? Right. I will see you on the next Skirex Media podcast and during the week on Skirex Media and Skirex Media social media and all that good stuff. Follow me, subscribe to me, talk to me, and I'll see you out there. Later.